You made a comment about how you was one of the few rappers that never sold their soul. What made you say that?
Because I know majority of these rappers. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. I know the real. You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos and on TV, but I know what I know, man. You know, it is what it is, man. This industry is a very evil industry. It's very evil, man.
Yeah, that's crazy for me to hear you say that, man. So rappers is really out here selling their soul for success. That's a real thing.
For sure.
You have Lil Flip. He just said that most of the people in the industry have sold their soul to the devil. Do you believe that most rappers have sold their souls to the devil?
It's definitely real, you know. It's definitely real. Yeah, I done seen some garbage talent that they get movie after movie. So yeah,
You never let this into your head, right? You always been a solid dude.
You know why?
I don't know why.
When you being yourself, it ain't hard.
Right.
I don't love money. You know what I mean? I feel God.
Money love you?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's attracted to me. You know, I don't know if it love me, but yeah, I don't know. But it stays coming.
Right.
You know, so I just
The
stay
artist
me.
that goes to the places that everybody else skip over. Like when the major labels are like, oh, they don't have a real radio station there, or ain't no stores. Nah, I don't go there. No, I'm going.
Yeah.
And that's why and how I run circles around everybody. So a lot of people, they have this stigma of like, oh, if you ain't on TV, or if millions of dollars ain't being put behind your single, or you ain't in this movie, or blah, 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 you at home, you fell off, you ain't doing nothing. But like, bruh.
Explain why it's important to sometimes play smart and other times play dumb doing business.
Because sometimes, man, people don't want to give you the money if they think you know more than them. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they...
Hold on.
You feel me? Like they be
that
like,
thing at the park, boy.
Bruh, like they be like, damn, you know more than me. Sometimes a person want to feel like they know what the talking about.
Something sinister is brewing behind the glitter and glamour of the music industry. Lil Flip, the Houston icon who built an empire without a major label, has just pulled back the curtain on a side of Hollywood most people aren't ready to see. Secret deals, hidden rituals, and the true cost of fame. What he's revealed will make you question everything you thought you knew about success. So stay locked in, because this story only gets darker from here. You've heard the rumors whispered in barbershops, the stories about overnight success that never quite add up. You've watched your favorite artists transform before your eyes. Their energy shifts, their message changes, even their entire persona feels off. But this time, it's different. Because someone who actually lived through it has finally decided to speak. And what Lil Flip is exposing might just rewrite everything we know about the price of making it to the top.
The one thing that I think is important, and they talk about this in the Bible, people are being exposed. You know, at the end of the day, you know, people are going to get exposed. And that's one thing I like to speak on a lot, man, when it comes down to the industry, man, you know, because the industry is...
And selling themselves short and distracted with the wrong things. So, you know, it is what it is, man. This industry is a very evil industry. You know what I mean? Like it's very evil, man. So you got to really surround yourself with people that think like you or bigger than you. So it's a lot of rappers that sold their soul, man.
You know, I just stay me, bro. I ain't gonna never let the money, the fame, what I got dictate, you know, make me feel like I'm better than you just because I got this.
Right.
You know, bad deal, it could all be gone.
It can all be gone.
Yeah, so I just stay humble with this. I know who I am.
Yeah.
We're talking about Lil Flip, the Houston legend who built his empire long before the industry ever tried to claim him. What he's now exposing about the rap game is beyond disturbing. According to Flip, many of the rappers you see flashing jewelry and flexing success on TV have traded something far more precious than publishing rights or creative control. They've traded their souls. And he's not speaking in metaphors. Flip claims the same powerful figures who control the industry once tried to send people to his home under the guise of a spiritual cleansing. That's right, they literally wanted to perform rituals inside his house. And that, he says, was just the beginning. Other artists are now coming forward with stories that sound eerily similar, accounts of secret meetings, strange initiations, and gatekeepers who use power and fear to keep everyone in line. While most fans are caught up in flashy music videos, viral beefs, and social media drama, Lil Flip is shining a light on what's really happening behind the scenes. And the picture he's painting of the industry? It's darker than anyone imagined. .ls, 1gfil, #1ed760, Stroke width, 0px.
Like it's very evil, man. So you got to really surround yourself with people that think like you or bigger than you. So it's a lot of rappers that sold their soul, and you know, they let money dictate everything they do. They value money more than they value humans. I ain't participating in no bull. I ain't righteous. I don't want to be a part of it, man. I'm not gonna snake my people. I ain't gonna snake my people, and I can't sell my people out, and I ain't gonna sell myself out. Fame ain't that important, man, for me to just do anything. It's cool. I'm used to the attention. I know what be going on behind the scenes. I know who not really in control. You know what I mean? I know the real. You know, a lot of times people be blinded by what they see in these videos and on TV, but I just know. I know what I know, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that ain't being righteous. And
Lil Flip, the man who sold over 25 million albums without ever signing to a major label, just dropped one of the most chilling truths about the industry. He says the so-called formula for success that fuels mainstream music comes with a terrifying price tag. According to Flip, most big-name rappers aren't just trading contracts or royalties. They're trading something far deeper. Their soul, their peace, their integrity. And he's not speaking out of rumor or resentment. He's speaking from what he's seen with his own eyes. Flip has watched talented, passionate artists slowly morph into empty shells of who they once were, their creativity drained, their spirit broken, their purpose rewritten by those who profit off their pain. He describes an industry that doesn't just manipulate artists, it feeds off them. It takes their energy, their authenticity, and replaces it with a carefully crafted illusion designed to sell, not to inspire. But what really haunts him isn't the corruption, it's the willingness. Because at this point, he says, most artists aren't even victims anymore. They've become part of the machine. These aren't people making desperate choices in a hard business. These are stars who've consciously chosen money over morals, fame over family, and success over soul. And in Lil Flip's eyes, that's what makes the industry not just corrupt, but evil.
Yeah, basically, how is Drake viewed in Houston? Do y'all like accept him like as one of y'all own?
Is he y'all stepchild? Put it like that.
Is he the stepchild? He family. Like, we right.
Yeah.
We appreciate the support. And, you know, even when he be having some of these appreciation weekends and stuff like that, like he would bring us out to perform, pay us, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, shout us out. So, you know, he sampled different records from artists that's in the city, and, you know, he showed love the way he showed love.
Flip refused to take part in any of it. The rituals, the secret meetings, the shady deals that promise the world but take your soul. But countless others said yes. And those offers don't come from random people. Flip says they come from organized gatekeepers, powerful figures who move with precision. They study their targets, learning their weaknesses, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Once an artist gains influence, they're no longer seen as human. They become a product, something to buy, reshape, and exploit. Flip revealed that when you reach a certain level, they show up with contracts that don't just buy your music, they buy you. And according to him, every artist dominating the charts today has already made that trade. He said once you learn how to spot it, the signs are everywhere. The energy shift, the forced smiles, the dark symbolism hidden in videos and performances. It's the industry's fingerprint, hiding in plain sight. Flip also exposed something most fans never see, how the system keeps true independence out. Those who stay real, who sell directly to fans and build from the ground up, face invisible walls. You can grind, build a brand, sell your merch, but that $20 million tier? That's a gated world, guarded by people who decide who gets in and who gets erased. And the price of entry? It's something the real ones refuse to pay. Eventually, someone asked the question nobody wanted to say out loud. Do rappers at the top really sell their souls? The room went silent. Then a few quiet voices finally said it. Somehow, yes. That's when things turned dark. Because Flip claims the recruiters don't chase everyone. They target the vulnerable, the artists desperate for validation, buried in debt, or haunted by insecurities. They study every weakness, and when the timing's right, they strike. Industry insiders say it's by design. The system doesn't want thinkers or leaders. It wants puppets. If an artist glorifies ignorance, chaos, or fake luxury, They'll get all the funding and marketing in the world. Because that's the real game, to control what people think is cool, and silence anyone brave enough to be different. .ls, 1gphil, hashtag 1ed760, stroke width, 0px.
Infinity, because keeping it 100 ain't enough. That's a limit. You got to keep it infinity.
Yeah, so rappers is really out here selling their soul for success. That's a real thing.
For sure, yeah. Behind the scenes selling their soul or snaking somebody who deserves opportunity, you know?
Have you ever been approached to do anything out of pocket?
I've been approached to have somebody come to my house and pray. And yeah, like, hey man, this guy, yeah, he's like he gets spirits out and, you know, he wants to come and pray. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I want to continue to pray the way I've been praying. I don't know who he believe in and what he believe in, but he can't come in my house. So yeah, peace. I kept God in what I got going on. I kept God. I keep God in what I got going on. I don't love money. I talk for myself. I come from a family that programmed me and trained me to be out in this world. And
they even go as far as building entire careers around artists who fit that mold. If a label both signs and manages you, they win twice, once from your earnings and again from the influence you spread. But the truth runs deeper than music. This isn't about beats or bars anymore. It's about manufacturing behavior. And the ones they target most. Flip says it's usually desperate black artists with shaky moral ground.
Why?
Because desperation makes people say yes to things they'd normally run from. Think about it. Why would they risk approaching someone like Lil Flip, a man already making money, already free, already independent? They wouldn't. That's too risky. Instead, they go after the ones still hungry, still chasing validation, still waiting for that one big break. They circle the dreamers, the artists who've been rejected too many times, who've been told they're not good enough. They wait until those artists are broken down, and then they offer a deal that looks like salvation. But it's not. Because that's the trick. The system creates desperation, then feeds off of it. And when the gatekeepers finally make their move, the things they demand go way beyond contracts or creative control. They cross lines you wouldn't believe, moral, spiritual, and personal. When someone once asked Flip if he'd ever been approached to do something out of pocket, that's when the real story began, and it got dark. Flip didn't even hesitate. He said people in the industry once tried to send someone to his house to pray for him. On the surface, it sounded harmless, just a man offering to remove bad spirits and bring blessings. But Flip said something felt off. He refused. He told them, I already have my own way of praying. He wasn't about to let anyone bring strange energy into his home. He's always kept God at the center of everything, and no cleansing or ritual was going to change that. In that moment, Flip realized just how deep it went, that behind the smiles and record deals, there was something spiritual and sinister operating in plain sight.
So the difference between me and a lot of artists is I started doing music for God. My grandmother played the piano. I was in the church. I sung in the choir, played the drums, played the piano, sung in the choir for God, went to different churches and sung here and there, right? For God, doing music in the studios, making gospel music, making hip hop. But I started off doing music for God. So I'm not gonna let money dictate every move I make when it comes to music. It's a blessing for me to be able to create. The money is gonna come. So I just pride myself in treating people right, and relationships outlast money. So you treat people right and you move the correct way, you'll have longevity. So for any artist, or if you feel like some of your favorite artists fell off, sometimes you gotta just go take a trip down there and link up with them and see how they living. Cause I can speak for the artists that's in Texas. We still getting money, we still working, we still touring. We not broadcasting everything we do, but we win.
Flip made it clear that money was never his motivation. He was raised to think for himself, to move smart, and to never let cash or promises control his decisions. If a deal didn't align with his values, he had no problem walking away, no hesitation, no regret. His journey didn't start in flashy studios or big city boardrooms. It started with faith, singing in church, playing instruments, and performing for God. That spiritual foundation shaped how he saw success from day one. To Flip, the real blessing wasn't the fame, the awards, or the millions. It was the freedom to make music without losing his soul. He built his career on faith, integrity, and independence, 3 things the industry can't buy, no matter how much money it throws your way.
You never let this into your head, right? You always been a solid dude.
You know why?
I don't know why.
When you being yourself, ain't hard. I don't love money. You know what I mean? I feel God.
Money love you?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's attracted to me. You know, I don't know if it love me, but yeah, I don't know. But it stays coming. Right. You know, so I just stay me, bro. I ain't gonna never let the money, the fame, what I got dictate. Right. You know, making me feel like I'm better than you just because I got this. Right. You know, one bad deal, it could all be gone.
It can all be gone.
Yeah. So I just stay humble with this. I know who I am. Yeah.
And just when you think it couldn't get worse, it does. The gatekeepers don't build real connections. Every move they make is transactional. Every smile, every opportunity, every handshake, it all comes with hidden strings attached. And if you refuse to play their game, they erase you. No radio play. No interviews. No label deals. It's like you never existed. That's their punishment for artists who choose integrity over obedience. But here's the twist. Their plan isn't working anymore. The same artists they tried to silence are the ones thriving right now. They're making money, building loyal fan bases, and doing it all without the machine. No fake hype. No corporate scripts. Just authenticity. And that's why their music hits differently, because it's real. Real pain. Real stories. Real connection. While the industry wastes millions pushing hollow artists and recycled sounds, independents are quietly winning, building careers rooted in truth, loyalty, and self-respect. And that raises the question, if success without selling out is possible, why do so many still take the dark path? Maybe it's because they've never seen the other side, the kind of success that doesn't put a price tag on your soul. Lil Flip proved it's possible. He never abandoned the people who built him. He's still out there shaking hands, taking pictures, performing for fans, even in prisons, connecting with the ones the world forgets. To him, those moments mean more than any trophy or chart placement. His respect comes from God, his city, and real people, not an industry full of masks. As Flip once said, "I'm not for everybody, I'm for the ones who get it." And that's exactly how he exposed the biggest lie the music industry ever sold, that mainstream visibility equals success. It doesn't. While the chosen ones chase clout and validation, the real artists are building something far more valuable, direct relationships with the fans. No middlemen. No handlers. No fake narratives. Just people supporting real art. That's the real secret, one that can't be faked or manufactured. It takes loyalty, honesty, and experience. That's why the independent ones last. They stay humble, grounded, and connected. That's what separates real artists from overnight celebrities. The ones who respect their fans, who stay accessible, who keep their egos in check, they don't just have listeners. They have lifelong supporters. Fans who grow with them, believe in them, and stand by them through every era. So why don't you hear about them? Why don't these positive, authentic artists ever get the same spotlight? Because the system doesn't want you to. The industry deliberately buries artists who spread truth, faith, and light. Instead, it glorifies chaos, greed, and self-destruction, all dressed up as entertainment. That's not coincidence. That's strategy. Think about it. Who does the media push the hardest? Always the same types. The ones promoting violence, disrespecting women, glamorizing addiction and excess. Meanwhile, the ones who speak about love, purpose, and growth get buried, barely mentioned, barely played, barely seen. And that's by design. Because the goal isn't just to sell records. It's to shape culture, to control how people think, act, and feel. It's social destruction disguised as art. The truth is, positivity isn't profitable, but chaos is. The industry wants the next generation to believe that ignorance is cool, arrogance is power, and self-destruction is success. Because real awareness, real independence, that's the one thing they can't control.
I'm the artist that goes to the places that everybody else skip over. Like when the major labels are like, oh, they don't have a real radio station there, or ain't no stores. Nah, don't go there. No, I'm going.
Yeah.
And that's why and how I run circles around everybody. So a lot of people, they have this stigma of like, oh, if you ain't on TV, or if millions of dollars ain't being put behind your single, or you ain't in this movie, or blah, 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 you at home, you fell off, you ain't doing nothing. But like, bruh,
Like, man, we kings in Texas, man. We even though I travel everywhere, still till this day, but like I could not leave Texas if I didn't want to and still make millions. It's so I sold so many records in my state alone, like 10 million albums in my state alone. This mixtapes, albums, hand to hand, gave away.
I've been hearing for a long time. You could go gold. You could go platinum inside of the state of Texas alone. So there's no reason to even leave Texas.
So the system makes positivity almost invisible. Conscious music barely gets radio time, no streaming boost, no media spotlight. But the ones who play the game, the sellouts, they get everything. Massive budgets, endless exposure, their faces plastered everywhere. The goal is simple. Convince the world that negativity is exciting and authenticity is boring. But here's the truth. They can't erase real artists. Conscious rappers, independent singers, truth-tellers, they still exist. They're just drowned out by an industry that rewards whatever sells fast and corrupts faster. As long as selling your soul brings profit, integrity will always look like a losing move. That's how the machine keeps spinning, by making sure most people never see what's really happening behind the scenes. Lil Flip and D1 risked everything to pull the curtain back. And what they revealed is chilling. The industry isn't just corrupt, it's spiritual warfare disguised as entertainment. It feeds on desperation, manipulates the weak, and celebrates those who give up their peace for power. So here's the real question. If most of the industry is fake, how many of your favorite artists have already sold theirs? And now that you know the truth, will you still support a system that rewards spiritual compromise and buries the ones who stay real? Because every stream, every purchase, every like, it's a vote. You're deciding what kind of industry survives. Maybe it's time we start choosing differently. So what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more real stories the music industry doesn't want you to hear, hit that subscribe button, because this conversation is just getting started.